I'm coming! I'm trying. I'm sick and set up awaken. Divine. Then it's all we. What's up, chat? Is there nobody in chat today? How many pages is this manga going to be? As many as it needs to be. This is chapter 1 and it's like 40. Which is pretty normal length. If it's not popular, it'll be cancelled like everything else. Manga is too time-consuming to continue if you're not getting a certain base level of readership. Often in the amateur Japanese novelist site that all the isekai comes from is like isekai that only gets like, I don't know, 2 or 3 views that goes on for hundreds of thousands of pages and shit, but yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. Hey, what's up? You sure you don't want to release it page by page? I'm doing this specifically because I'm tired of releasing shit page by page. Besides all of you people getting spoiled because you're tuning into the stream. It's not a good way to be reading anything. Sick art, bro. Sick music taste, too. YouTube has decided that my music taste is just going to be like recommendations for Devil May Cry music and Doom Eternal music, which I don't actually listen to because I don't like the specific brand of Doom Eternal music, and like Ace Combat soundtracks, so... My YouTube recommendations goes Bury the Light, Metal Gear Rising all vocal boss themes, Dragon Force, One Winged Angel, Devil May Cry 3, Devils Never Cry, Mick Gordon, The Only Thing They Fear Is You, etc, etc, etc. Bad Apple, of course. The Bad Apple metal cover. Numb by Linkin Park, of course. It's my playlist, LOL, yeah. Just standard gamer motivation. Okay, but that's enough high-impact Coom music. Back to the chill playlist. Oh, thanks for the sub, Saturday. I appreciate the support. Here we just are, grinding on stream. Hoping that someday I'll be able to fucking post this fucking manga that I've been grinding for a month. God damn it, it takes a long time to draw a manga. Even when I think that I've optimized a lot of my work. Jesus fucking Christ! Are there even that many people in stream right now? What the fuck? Holy shit! Thanks for the 100 Tier 1 subs gifted to the community. I think that's literally every single person in stream right now. I don't understand how it goes. Oh, it goes to offline followers too? That's really impressive, man. You're really, you're like the guy at the bar who's showing up and just starts throwing around the bills and watching all the strippers crawl on the floor. Dodge, fuck my life, LMAO. Ah, nice. Well, girls can still do the make it rain. There's nothing that stops you from throwing cash at people and watching them be like, thank you, mistress. I appreciate the support very much. I haven't really been doing my commissions and stuff where I make money while I've been drawing my manga, so it really helps when anybody shows up and throws money at me. Stream Sugar Mommy. Yes, this is how you survive if you're a Twitch streamer. By being all like, hello, chat, I fucking hate you, chat. You're always telling me what to do when I play Dark Souls. I fucking hate you guys. You suck. Shut the fuck up. And everyone's like, fuck you, streamer. And as soon as like they give you money, you're like, oh, guys, I love you guys so much, bro. How long have you been drawing? So, I've been drawing manga since I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6, probably. But I didn't start being like, I'm gonna be a pro mangaka until I was about 14. So that's when I start. Around 14, I had a moment where I was just like, why am I not trying to be a pro mangaka? I should start practicing for this. And that's when I started properly studying anatomy and stuff. And so that's kind of when I measure my start date. But obviously, like everything, especially drawing, I had my moments when I wasn't doing much regarding it. How old are you now? I'm 37, so this is about 23 years of being in the manga zone, but it's not actually like 23 years of serious drawing non-stop. That would be disingenuous. It's like, I don't know. I started drawing digitally in 2011. So it's been like about, yeah, and I wasn't drawing all the time during that time as well. I'd say if you were actually drawing non-stop and you had about the same talent level as me, which is to say not particularly that much, you could probably reach my level in about 6 or 7 years, maybe? I don't know. I went right away with my graphic tablet. I hate traditional. I hate traditional too, honestly. Because I'm an old motherfucker, I had to start in traditional because, you know, we didn't even have drawing tablets back in my day, like for real. So... But it never really felt right. How do I put it? Like, I like being able to erase shit. And the process of doing pencil and then ink always felt kind of awkward to me. I'm trying to confirm how I was drawing the main character's armor in previous panels, because I can't remember if I gave him thigh plates or not. I don't think I have drawn leg armor in anything. Yeah, so we have quite a few pages done at this point. Saturday rating with a party of 98. Holy shit, she really is supporting me hard. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Feels good, man. Pencil and eraser are goated. I don't care what anybody says. They're goated if you want to draw directly on paper and it feels good drawing directly. I'm so used to digital that at this point, when I draw on paper and stuff, not only does it annoy me that I can't just like Control Z every 5 seconds and just erase shit with that way, but it annoys me that I actually have to look at my hand in front of the page. Because I draw on a screenless tablet, so that means I don't have to see my hand. And when I draw in analog right now, like I'll see my fucking hand in front of the paper. I'm like, why is this object in front of the thing I'm trying to look at? So it shows you how digitalized I've become. Let's go, yeah. Need to pull up the Crusader armor reference. Main character's costume is basically like standard Crusader garb, but the skirt portion is slightly shorter is how I'm drawing it. Underboob folder, yeah. The dark elf has underboob. And because underboob isn't really a thing that you see very often in your daily life, unfortunately, because women aren't doing their job of displaying underboob to please men's eyes anymore. I needed an underboob folder. It's really hard to draw. I think I'm going to change her costume in the next chapter. So it's like top-down cleavage instead of underboob. Underboob is hard to draw. I was planning to have her be flatter than she ended up being, but I couldn't help myself. So now she has like at least a C cup, which makes the underboob even harder to draw. I was going to give her delicious flat chest meme, but yeah, I gave up on that. I couldn't help myself. JAV Idol's wearing too small bikinis. JAV Idol bikini is like, you have the boob right, and then you draw the fucking triangle. Right. That way you get the maximum side boob, top boob, below boob, under boob right here. You're getting all the boob angles. However, this begs the philosophical question. In these types of JAV bikini shots, is the underboob truly underboob? It's kind of one of those, if a tree falls in a forest, can anyone hear the sound? Yeah, the squish, right? It's like here, and then there's the skindentation of the bikini being too small. They really do wear bikinis different. Nobody fucking wears that in Japan. This is just your JAV Gravia Idol. Let's be honest, 90% of Japanese women don't actually have the boobs required to wear that kind of bikini, so rest in peace, Japanese cleavage. On the other hand, it's not like I'm living in Japan going to the Japanese beaches right now, so I don't know. Maybe Japan is full of Coomer anime girls. Hey Zembasa, thanks for the prime, or not the prime, I keep on saying prime sub by just instinctively for some reason. Thanks for the sub, I appreciate the support. Cosplayers do mostly. Cosplayers just be like, put some fucking band-aids on your nipples. American beaches are disgusting and I live here? Yes. We don't need to go into this, but let's just say that I don't exactly live on the coastal areas of America, and the farther you get from the two coasts, the higher chance of people that I don't want to see your body type in a revealing bikini, you know? You get that. You get more and more of that. It can be downright painful. Are you telling me Japan is not like anime with big booba MILF everywhere? I'd say that there's like the number of women with large boobs in Japan is like 1 out of 20, I would say. There's not a lot of people that are grossly overweight like there is in America, which is probably the easiest way to get big boobs, if you're going to be honest, is if you're just fat in general. But, you know, that's not really a flex. In Japan, people dress really nicely. Went there recently. They have good taste. They all look like main character of an anime. Were you in Tokyo? Tokyo has, like... Tokyo and, like, different prefectures have different... how do I put it? The people in Tokyo tend to be very fashion conscious and actually like make sure that they're wearing whatever it is that the Parisian fashion designers are telling them that they need to wear, is basically what I want to say. And then once you get farther away from Tokyo, there's a wider variety of fashion usually. Like if you're in Kansai, for example. Even Kansai is pretty normal, but it's sort of like Tokyo is sort of the buttoned up, like proper fashion, consumer fashion, and then like as you get away from Tokyo, in Paris people dress like shit. I think I'm not talking about like the actual people in Paris. I'm talking about like the runway. I don't know if it's really the runway culture, but you know, there's like some sort of fashion industry conspiracy in which they're like, you need to wear these specific things. This is what's in. We've told you that this is what's in, and if you're not wearing this, you're not properly doing what the fashion gods tell you to. Dude, in America, people dress any way they want. I'm talking nightwear clothes in Walmart. Yeah, I mean, there's people like that in Japan as well. You have to be in the right region. Like, I was in Tokyo and... This leg is wrong. I was in Tokyo and living in one of the more traditional districts. And you would be walking around on like a Sunday morning or something, and there would just be like old guys, baby boomer guys, like fucking passed out in the middle of the street in their sweat, pissing themselves, you know. So that's like the equivalent of being in Walmart in America. Is Akihabara a town of its own or just a district? I don't even know if it counts as a district. I don't think it's a district. So district is like an official terminology, and there's 23 of them in Tokyo. It's definitely a train station, which is what's more important. Akihabara. It's a neighborhood in the Chiyoda ward of Tokyo, Japan. Yeah, Akihabara is the station, which is generally how you think about stuff when you're living in Japan. Like, what train station is it? It's Chiyoda-ku, Chiyoda ward. 23 districts. Holy shit! When you go to Tokyo, it actually does feel like Neo Tokyo from like Akira or something. Like when you're like riding the bus coming into Tokyo from the airport and stuff, I always look out the window and marvel at just the insane urban density and how it goes on and on and on. And it's like, holy shit. Ghost in the Shell was here all along. It doesn't fucking end. Make it sound so fucking cool, bro, genuinely. It's like, there are times when you're in Tokyo where you have enough elevation, like when you're at the top of a building, and you can see out into the distance, and you can see the horizon line, except as far as the eye can see, it's just urban sprawl. Just urban buildings forever, because it goes all the way from like Tokyo to Yokohama. Just an unending mass of buildings and shit. And after a while, you become kind of numb to it. But if you think about it, it's fucking insane. The amount of urban density it's going on. It really is something out of your sci-fi. Not that I actually want to live in Tokyo, though. If I'm gonna live in Japan, I probably wouldn't be living in Tokyo. Tokyo and Seoul are crazy dystopian. Yeah. Some people just aren't built for that level of urban living, and I'm one of them, so. As someone who doesn't really enjoy being around, I don't know, society in general, there isn't a huge benefit in my case for living in Tokyo unless I'm straight up publishing for a manga company or something. The Japanese family members I have on my mother's side live in the Kansai region, so if my mother retires and goes back to Japan, then I'll probably be living in Kansai region. On the other hand, I do have some relatives in the Tokyo area, and they need some help, so I might be doing that as well. Oh no, I can't stand people. Hermit for life. Wow, who would have thought that someone in this stream would be incapable of socializing? Shocking. I can't believe the stream isn't full of extroverted Giga Chads. Speed is what you need. You need demon speed. This is true. I draw too slowly currently if I want to work in Japanese publishing, unless it's just like doing porn one-shots every month or so. We're all hermits around here. Not me. I go outside and jog every day. I'm not a hermit if I'm going outside, even if I never talk to anyone. Haha, just kidding. He's touching grass. I literally touch grass often when I go out and jog. When I'm outside jogging, I'll take a moment to touch the bark of trees that I jog by, just to remind myself of like the tactical sensation of being outside. I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna lose touch with reality. I left the house last week. I actually leave the house every day. I'm so proud of myself. If I haven't left the house the entire day, I'll make sure to just walk around outside for like 10 minutes. This sounds like a fucking neat shut-in help hotline right now. The conversation is just be like, guys, baby steps. If you haven't exited the house in a month, just go outside for 5 minutes. That's all you need to do. People need to work out more seriously. I mean, it really does help a lot. As someone who's 37, I have basically no real health problems right now, and that's probably because I work out. Go outside and stare at the sun? No, don't stare at the sun. The whole thing of like humans need sunlight or they're gonna fucking not be able to make vitamin D and die is kind of a myth. You only need like about 10 minutes of sunlight per week. I know some people in the stream probably don't even get that much, but walking is amazing for keeping in shape. Yeah, it's probably the one exercise that you're going to continue to do until you're old, so. If you have proper running form, you can also probably get away with running. For all the new viewers in chat, how many people do we have here? This is a how do I describe it? We only have 70 viewers, LMAO. It's about the same as usual. Shows you how often I have people who don't talk in chat, because I usually have like 70 viewers, and like there's half of the number of people typing right now. I get 10 hours of light under the light bulb of my room. I got enough vitamin D, thanks. Also, if you're just like drinking milk and shit, it doesn't make any difference. Just lurking. You don't have to participate in the giga cringe socialization that happens in this chat. Where the fuck did I put my references of... Here we go, Warhammer. We need more Warhammer characters. I don't mean the Warhammer franchise. I mean more characters that are equipped with Warhammers. Lurkers aren't real viewers. It sucks when you want to watch a stream, but there's only like about 4 people in the total stream on Twitch, and you're like, oh no, if I go into this stream, there's a chance that the streamer is going to try and talk to me. You know? It's like, I don't want to socialize with the actual streamer, but I want to watch the content of the video game itself. So it's nice when there's like at least 1,000 viewers, then you can just lurk in chat and not have to deal with people. It can actually be second screen content. Let people lurk. Some people don't want to type. I mean, a good percentage of the lurkers, especially in my stream, I assume are actually working right now, so they're like, hey, I'm trying to do open heart surgery with the BaalBud stream on in the background. They can't be bothered. Watching BB on the company dime. That's like a pro tip right there. Make sure you get a job in which you can get away with watching fucking Twitch streams and they won't notice. That's like the one of the core secrets to happiness is getting a job where second screen content is undetectable and allowed and they can't fucking fire you for it. Life is so long that if it's pretty hard to find a job that you don't hate, but if you're going to find a job that you do hate, make sure you can be like distracted 90% of the time. Raging in Blender at the moment. This shit is hard. Great background noise. I hope you're making giant big titty CG models. Hopefully you're creating Overwatch 2 porn. Because if you don't do it, nobody else is. People just aren't cooming to Overwatch anymore. You have to save them. I'm back. I heard tits. Someone mentioned Blender, so I was warning them that if they don't create Overwatch tit porn right now, then nobody else is going to do it for them. I'm ready to counter Stellar Blade. I don't like how in Stellar Blade, Eve's face is like this. I wish it was more, instead of the fucking triangle jaw, it was more just like a standard normal female. But it seriously looks like the Korean, like they shaved the jaw bones off to get that super sharp. She really does have the yaoi chin. I don't know. It's like a straight line from the end of her ears to the chin like this, so it becomes a triangle. I find the other characters in Stellar Blade better, but this is one of the main reasons why I don't like a lot of Korean content, is because their plastic surgery culture has entered their consciousness on such a deep level that sometimes like their non-plastic surgery characters look like they've had plastic surgery. I do like the Black Desert MMO female character models, so those are pretty hot, even though it looks like they've had plastic surgery as well. Also, I'm a massive skin tight bodysuit coomer, so it's always my waifu is Taimanin Asagi, the Taimanin girls, so I'm definitely on board for any kind of skin tight bodysuit content. It's great that we've psyoped the censorship bureau into thinking that if a woman is wearing a skin tight bodysuit that's so tight that you can see her navel and nipples and stuff, it's still like she's still covered, even though it's basically more revealing than if she was pretty much naked. It's unfortunate that we haven't figured out how to do that type of bodysuit technology in real life. There is some Taimanin themed or officially licensed Taimanin JAVs featuring actual females in the third dimension, and they tried to create the bodysuits and it just didn't work. You like sci-fi tight bodysuit? I definitely like sci-fi tight bodysuit. In general, I like females wearing clothing that is undeniably showing off all of their curves and leaves them open to me ogling their body shape, but then the female also being like, what I'm wearing is totally appropriate to wear in public and not considering it to be like a coom outfit at all. I'm talking about like yoga pants and stuff in terms of like the IRL equivalent of this. Modern day women are just like, yes, you can totally see every shape of my ass and possibly my vulva, but this is clothing that you're allowed to wear in public. And guys are like, yes, this is definitely correct. I like Cammy and Chun-Li's new look in Street Fighter 6. You can see everything. I like that as well, but I also have complaints about some of the Street Fighter 6 face modeling. Like, Cammy would be perfect, except she has some issues in which her brow is too close to her eyes, which makes her look awkward. They made some weird mistakes when modeling the Street Fighter 6 women. The only one that's 100% perfect, I would say, is Juri, because they had to go all in for the foot coomers to make sure the foot fetishists were 100% satisfied on her. But everyone else kind of, there's some weird awkwardness to this. I think all the guys look great, though. A long-time listener, first-time caller, earlier conversation willed me into finally logging on my laptop. The lurkers are like, excuse me, sir. I heard you mention skin-tight bodysuit camel toe. And I felt that I had to come into the conversation to make some corrections because you made a grave mistake when talking about the proper tightness of skin-tight bodysuits. The face models are peak. I've had this conversation about Street Fighter 6 face models multiple times. So I'm not going to go too deep into it. Oh god, Poison Ikoom. Anybody who claims that Poison has a dick, how the fuck does she have a dick when the stuff she's wearing is fucking cut off jeans that are so small that there would be no way to fit any kind of penis in there? If she has a dick, why can't I see a bulge? Huh? She tucks, dude. I disagree. You just gotta know how to tuck. We have like 20 professional tuckers in chat right now who are being like, I happen to be a specialist on this conversation. Yes. Poor streamer. He doesn't know proper tucking techniques. Let me educate him on how to tape your balls. I've had this discussion many times. The Coomers, the anti-dick Coomers versus the pro-futa Coomers versus the I need to have both a dick and ball full she-male Coomers versus Capcom, who's like, yeah, we just said that it was a she-male because we were afraid that the feminist organizations of the 1990s would get angry at us if we beat the shit out of a woman. We don't really care that much. If you really want her to have a dick, you can imagine it. They're just like, whatever. We got you, homie. You'll be cosplaying woman in no time. I should set my Tifa cosplay goal at the bottom of the stream for, 1,000 subs or something. That way I can be sure that I'll never reach it. The director said she has a dick outside Japan, but not in Japan. They just had to make sure that they wouldn't get in trouble for allowing a video game where you were allowed to punch women, which is kind of crazy. Why do we care about the rights of fictional characters so much? Why can't I go into Fallout and murder all the children? It's like, yeah, Final Fight is all about beating up people, but not women. That would be a bridge too far. You can just play Fallout 1 or 2? Yeah, I mean, that's true, but I'm just saying, like, why is this even a thing? Like, murdering people is bad in general, so why are we like, oh, but you definitely can't murder children? That would definitely be a bridge too far. If you're allowed to murder innocent adults, why are you not allowed to murder innocent children? In a video game, Twitch. I'm not advocating murdering children IRL. Please don't ban me. Actually, go ahead and ban me. I don't give a fuck. Someone clip that, please. Of course. In Minecraft, yes, all the children in Minecraft, guys. In Roblox, unironically, if you're talking about murdering children in Roblox, you're probably way more stable than the average Roblox player. The average adult Roblox player is like, I love children! And he means exactly what you think he means. Which is why the FBI has to monitor every single Roblox server 24/7. All you need to do is draw 2 circles in front of a female character and Twitch might throw the hammer down. For any new viewers who aren't familiar with the BaalBud lore, I've only gotten temp banned from Twitch once, and that was when we had the thing where it seemed like Twitch was going to allow you to draw porn if it was drawn porn for like 5 seconds, and then they went back on it after a day. But I knew that they were going to allow us to draw porn, and they were like artistic nudity or something, so I was like, okay, let's draw some artistic nudity. And I started drawing the statue of David, you know, with his effeminate, small penis, highly aesthetic Renaissance penis. And of course I fucking got banned because everybody was getting banned at the time, so there you go. Not surprising. That day was crazy. Twitch mods really do not know what they're fucking doing. As bad as they are at their job, I kind of sympathize for them. Because they're in an endless, unending war between the titty streamers who are just trying to find more and more creative ways to basically be porn chat. What's the OnlyFans? What's the term for the porn video chat that we use nowadays? I can't remember. But yeah, Twitch is basically one step away from OnlyFans and will continue to be one step away from OnlyFans going into the future. Chatterbait, that's right. That's what I was thinking of. As someone who only jacks off to my drawn hentai, I forgot what the correct term for chatterbait was. Cam girls. Is being a cam girl more dignified compared to being a titty streamer? Huh. I wouldn't know, because I don't watch either, to be honest. It might be. I feel like being honest about who you are and what you're doing in general is more dignified, but maybe not. We need the bulge cam now. Gotchi hyper. Didn't Twitch just recently pass a rules specifically regarding if you have the camera focused on one of your body parts for a long period of time, even if it's not like exposed, even if you have clothing on, it's you're basically going to get banned for that. Sometimes there are one and the same. Yeah, I mean that's the facts right there. I mean, what you do is you stream on Twitch, and when you get enough viewers, or you hope you get enough viewers that want to see you with your clothes on, then you go to OnlyFans or Chatterbait or whatever and get the real money, I think is how you're supposed to do it. The Twitch titty streamers are just getting 14 to 17-year-olds horny in chat. As a kid who was just immediately trying to browse porn as soon as I had any kind of access to the internet, I don't understand how there's kids who go to non-pornographic platforms to look at porn, even if they're younger than 18 years old. But every once in a while, there will be a kid who shows up in stream and is like, I'm 13. Am I allowed to watch this stream? And I'm like, no, kid. I'm going to be talking about adult content this entire time in this stream, so you're going to have to leave. And he's like, oh, sorry. They announced that, and the first thought those women had was milk it until the Band-Aid and have a see-through chair with a cam under it. LMAO. You have to reward them for their creativity. I just went to Cornhub at 13. I never understood trying to find a way around the censor stuff. You young ones wouldn't understand. But back in the day, back in my day, motherfucker, we had to fucking connect the internet with a dial-up. This is like 12-year-old me literally taking the phone line and sticking it in the hole in the computer. And it makes it noise. And then you have 3 kilobytes per second connection. And then you go to like bigtittygirls.com or whatever in the early stage of the internet. And you're like, oh shit, here it comes. The image, it's loading. It's fucking coming. Here comes the image. 40 more seconds. Oh, it's loading from the top to the bottom. I can almost see a nipple. I did it. Yes. I got to see one titty. Okay, now I have to disconnect because my mother's going to be home from shopping soon. Make sure that I erase my browser history. I successfully looked at 3 pictures in 30 minutes. I will now use this memory and go back into my room and jack off to the Sears catalog as usual. Also, the Zoomers won't understand, but when you were underage in the 90s and the early 2000s, you would actually buy the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition because you're like, I need to jack off. And this isn't technically pornography. So I can buy it at the local Borders book chain, which also doesn't exist as well. Three whole pictures, damn. I remember that when I found some doujins that I really, really liked, I would actually fucking print them out with the black and white printer connected to the home computer and then bring it home to my room so I could jack off in peace. I was like, this one's a keeper, but you don't have your own computer, so what do? You fucking save it analog style by fucking printing it out. Underwear section in the clothing magazine, good memories, I know, right? And now, in the year 2024, I can only ejaculate if I have like perfectly curated 10 out of a 10 perfect doujin porn that 100% matches my tastes and is drawn by the finest Taiwanese hentai artist, taking months and months. Joined at the wrong time, it seems. Unfortunately, this stream is like 90% me talking about porn memes, so if you can't join right now, I don't know if you can ever join. We basically go about 5 or 6 minutes in this stream without me talking about either hentai or gay sex. So, yeah, this is about the best you can get. Isn't Orenjimaru Korean? I think Orenjimaru... Well, Orenjimaru is the circle. YD, which is what all the AI porn looks like right now, is, I believe, Taiwanese, not Korean. He doesn't have enough cuck porn to be Korean. Hey, Sage Skinwalker, thanks for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate the support. We've gotten so many subs this stream. My total number of subscribers just fucking jumped up insane. Speaking of gachi, we'll go to gachi later in the stream. Baal always talk about random shit. I talk about what's at the top of my head, which is 90% just hentai. AI porn is lazy and boring. I like that AI porn, the lores have developed to the point where there's like 30 artists that look like Oranjimaru YD right now. And by artist, I mean like prompters, right? Because I can't get enough of Oranjimaru's style. I think they're one of the most talented artists, like, period, right now. So if there's a shit ton of fake copies of them, then that's good for me, I guess. Yeah, they're not really artists. They're people typing shit into their software and hoping stuff is generated. There's one prompter that figured out no fucked up eyes, pupils. Well, you have to fix it. I think you have to do in-painting is how they do it. Because if you don't do in-painting, the pupils kind of look like this. And then the pupils are like this. So that's a really easy way to tell that it's AI. Because of any artist who can render at that level in hentai is going to make sure that they do like the proper eyeball with like the highlights and stuff, right? That's one thing that artists fucking love doing, is doing the eyes and the highlights. So anyone that has that kind of like messed up eyeballs is definitely AI. There's literally no AI prompters that have figured out how to not generate six fingers. The only way to not have 6 fingers is to generate like 5,000 images and just delete all the ones that have 6 fingers, because no matter how advanced AI image generation has become, it doesn't seem to be able to figure out that humans don't have 6 fingers for some reason. And it's gotten really good at the shape of hands, which is interesting. It's way better at drawing hands, quote unquote drawing, than I am at drawing hands right now, but it still can't figure out that humans don't have 6 fingers, which is so fucking bizarre. You'd think it would be able to figure that shit out, but it can't. Also, there's lots of situations when you're drawing hands when you only can see 4 fingers, so you'd think that just based on images, the AI would have fewer fingers instead of more fingers, but it often goes 6 fingers instead of 4, which is really weird. They will never fix hands, though. Never. For real. It just seems to be impossible. I guess it might be a consequence of layering multiple hand poses. Who knows, man. Have you seen the horrific image of lobsters attacking children in the shape of Jesus' face? AI is truly a marvel. Sounds like a fucking masterpiece. See, if that was a silk screen and authored by Andy Warhol instead of an AI image generator, people would be like, Andy Warhol has done it again. He's deconstructing the art industry. What a masterpiece. AI gets confused because cartoons used to have 4 fingers. Well, here's a pro artist tip. Put your hand in different postures and then rotate it. There's lots and lots of situations in which you can only see 4 fingers of your hand, or sometimes even 2 or 3 fingers of your hand, based on the angle. Because there's a lot of times when you curl your pinky finger inward. So, for example, if you curl your pinky finger inward and then use it to touch your thumb, and then look at your hand from the top, then you'll only see 3 fingers, right? Like, we all know this shit. So, theoretically, AI should see all these pictures and situations in which only 3 fingers or 4 fingers are visible, and they would start to think that there's fewer than 5 fingers or 4 fingers and a thumb on a hand. But instead, they often go in the opposite direction. They go 6. And there's really no situations in which you get 6 fingers. Which really shows you how we really don't know how the AI image generation works. And how it depicts or thinks of noise versus signal. I find it funny when AI artists get called out on Twitter. Call me an asshole, but fuck it. Here's the thing. A lot of AI is the future tech bros say, oh, you think you can tell the difference between AI art and drawn art right now, but you won't be able to in the future. And then they'll be like, here's a taste test, and show a bunch of like 20 different images and be like, and if you get one image wrong, and whether it's AI or drawn image, they'll be like, see, you can't tell the difference. Art is finished. Artists are finished. AI is the future. But here's the thing. You might not be able to tell which people are prompting and which people are drawing with one image. But if you have a full portfolio of the people, you'll always be able to tell if they're an AI prompter or not. Because for one thing, if you're an AI prompter, you're going to have to generate like 5,000 images a day. Because if you don't, what's the point of using AI as a technology? If you truly want to pretend that you're drawing this shit, then you have to reduce your output by a ton. And none of the AI prompters can stand doing that. And it's basically like giving up one of the greatest advantages of AI, which is you can produce shit very quickly if you want to limit your output to what a normal artist would be able to do. So they can't fucking do that. And even if they did do that, then artists improve over time. And if you're an AI prompter, you're just going to have the same art year in, year out forever. So that will also be an immediate giveaway. So even if there aren't any fucked up fingers or anything in any of the images, there's basically no way to fake that you're not a prompter long term. So we'll always be able to tell. Jesus Christ. Nick Grin, thanks for the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Holy shit. I'm a real streamer now today. Everybody, Constrictor is never going to get a fucking sub. This is fucking hilarious. I appreciate the support. I'm feeling like I'm a real big time Twitch streamer. Can you give me sub? Now we actually have beggars in chat now. If you weren't here earlier in the stream, Saluai, how do I pronounce her name? Gifted like 100 fucking gifted subs, which is insane. So yeah, people who didn't get one are just like, they're like, me, please, sir, can I have a sub, please? Time him out for good measure. Yeah, that will be his reward. His 20th timeout. Keck W, anonymous gifter, gave him a tier 1 sub. I guess begging works. No, yeah. I guess you're not in the poverty zone anymore, Constrictor. It's over, yeah. We can no longer make fun of him. Until next month, I guess. Then it's back to the doghouse. Sadhu is easier. I know people have a hard time pronouncing the full name. I can't pronounce any of the Twitch names, to be honest. It's so over, pleb bros. Plebeian pride. You can pronounce Forsen very well. Horsen. Germa. Maybe that's why they're successful. You can pronounce their names. PewDiePie. My hero. I'm going to become a successful streamer and then I'm going to retire in Japan with my Swedish wife, just like PewDiePie. And then I'm going to draw anime heads and then post my progress. And people are going to be like, holy shit, BaalBud learned how to draw. He's not just a streamer. He can draw floating anime heads. Everybody get motivated. Be just like him. How far along are you on this chapter? This is page 27, but I'm kind of skipping ahead. It's like a total of, I don't know, 37 pages, so I'm in the end stretch. Honestly. I'm at least farther than halfway, which is something that I wasn't able to say for a while. Do you feel like drawing chapter 2 for right now, or are you done with manga for a while? Well, I have to go back to drawing commissions because I need to make money, and I haven't been doing commissions this month while I was just drawing this. But the next chapter will be shorter, so this is like the standard manga setup where the first chapter you get like a lot of pages because you need to set up the situation, and then afterwards the subsequent chapters are slower. I also want to go back to playing video games a little because I haven't been touching video games at all while I've been doing this. I haven't finished Dragon's Dogma yet, so I will kind of want to go back to my neat life a little bit. But I've been using this opportunity to really kind of see if I can draw at a professional level in terms of like draw 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. BB knows how to say Pokemon and Amaranth. I actually didn't know how to say Pokemon until I started streaming and you guys corrected me enough times. I was like, it's like Pokemon. I've never watched a Pokemon stream either. Here's a pro tip for drawing profiles, faces from the side, is you don't always want to draw the lips. If you're doing anime style especially, the lips can look really awkward. So instead of trying to get the lips to look right like this, although I kind of like this, you can just have white space here and people won't mind that at all. But I think I'm going to draw lips in this case. I kind of like it with the lips better. She's smirking. Anime snout. It's the best, isn't it? Anime has figured out that drawing fewer facial features is often good for drawing cute girls. Write that down. I literally got that information from one of my how to draw anime or how to draw manga books. But it wasn't one of those that is published by the American companies and drawn by like a deviant art tier artist. It was one that was published by like a real Japanese mangaka in Japanese, so of course it actually contains helpful information that you won't be getting in from your American books. No anime character has a flat nose, LOL. A lot of them have no nose altogether. A real Japanese how to draw anime book? Yeah, there's quite a few. And they're authored by real mangaka and stuff, professionals, so there's a reason why it seems like 99% of the Japanese can like draw and 99% of Americans can't. And it's because they take that shit seriously. Shout out Krillin. Yeah. If you can get away without drawing something, just don't draw it. Americans have the freedom not to draw Keikona Clap, which is why we need AI to democratize art. I do believe a lot of the problem comes from the publishing structure where Americans they don't have a system in which if you get a hit American comic, you can become wildly rich beyond your dreams. Unless you're like Jim Davis doing Garfield, right? If you're doing the illustration for Marvel or DC, not only do you not get to draw what you personally want to draw, you also are going to get paid on a salary. So there isn't any kind of like infrastructure in which Americans are like, I'm going to become super fucking mega rich. Like Oda, who made $30 billion last year or whatever, right? There's no upward mobility. Don't get me started on today's American comics, bro. Times have changed. Yeah, but the fact that you wouldn't get like super giga rich doing comics in America, that has never changed. That's always been the case, right? The publishers have always had too much power over like the authors and stuff like that. And as a result, it's not really seen as a lucrative industry where if you have like one hit thing, like there's more people who want to write the next Twilight or Da Vinci Code or shit like written books than there is comic artists. Any opinion on Scott McCloud? I probably don't know who that is. By the way, the reason I have this is Shigurui is free to read right now. So I'm like, holy shit, let's reread this. I've read it before. For those of you who don't know, this is Shigurui. The fucking samurai murder comic, which I recommend you guys watch. Read. Giga Samurai. Blood everywhere. People getting their bowels chopped out. Here, let me Google Scott McCloud. Oh, yeah. So, I wouldn't recommend a lot of his understanding comics, making his comic stuff. However, I do own his perspective book. In Japanese, I think. Perspective for comic book artists, I believe it is. It's either Perspective for Comic Book Artists or Perspective Made Easy. I have the Japanese version. Actually, let me look at it right now to see which one it was. No, actually I don't have Scott McCloud. I'm thinking of a different author. I have David Chelsea Perspective for Comic Book Artists. He looks exactly the same as Scott McCloud, in that he's a black-haired guy with glasses. So, different book. But yeah, David Chelsea, Perspective for Comic Book Artist is a pretty good book if you truly don't understand how to do uh, the basics of perspective and need like a step by step on understanding how to do it. It goes through like everything, so if you really need a perspective help, I would recommend it. Perspective isn't as important as you might think, though. If you know like the basics, you can get away with having a lot of mistakes and people won't care. I know because I'm making a lot of mistakes when drawing perspective right now. I just can't draw eyes well for the life of me. Eyes are one of the things where you shouldn't really look at tutorials and stuff. Eyes are sort of they're the mirror of the soul, is what they say. So you kind of have to find your own style, or else you're cheating yourself. Don't let anyone tell you how to draw eyes. You have to figure that shit out for yourself. Tutorials are hit or miss. Same instructions don't work for everyone. That's why I was only recommending the perspective book, because perspective isn't really subjective. It's like a technique, and you can choose to use it or not use it, but there's nothing. It won't be detrimental understanding the basics of it. It's not subjective like everything else in art. There's like very specific technique that you can learn. The stream is making me want to try again. Got 11 years to catch up to you, I guess. I mean, the good thing about art is that A, you're not really directly competing with anybody. You're making different content, different stuff, right? And the other good thing is that, unlike sports or something, you don't reach your limit when you hit a certain age. You can keep on getting better your entire life. So there's a lot of artists who actually peak when they're just like at their deathbed. So you just keep on getting better until you ultimately die. Feels good, man. Learn how to draw trad wives. Are we going to start talking about trad wives right now? Why are people talking about trad wives right now? I thought trad wives was a meme that happened like 8 years ago or something. Yes, Hokusai did all of his most famous shit when he was about to die. Monet kept on painting right up to his death. Some of my favorite artists that I studied, I had to take art history and stuff in my liberal arts college because I was an art minor. And some of my favorite artists basically kept on drawing till they died. Winston Homer, that's another artist who did a lot of late stage stuff. Winslow, not Winston. So here's Winslow Homer's early stuff. You might have seen this. Crack the Whip. Nice movement. Kind of a comfy pastoral scene of America. And this is what he was doing before he died. He became a fucking giga ocean artist. He basically went to Maine and lived in like a fucking shack next to the ocean and just painted the sea for the rest of his life until he died. Some of his late stage stuff is just really impressive ocean stuff. Water is so fucking hard. Off the grid Giga Chad. If you want to be a true artist, guys, remember you must renounce society and hide in your hole and jack off all day. That's how I got better. Water is fucking rage-inducing to draw. It truly is. I don't know how you do that shit. I'm mastering the jacking off part. That was sarcasm, by the way. You won't get better at anything if you don't actually do it. That includes jacking off. Everybody who's like, I'll jack off tomorrow. I'll be a better masturbator someday. No, you'll only get better at masturbating by masturbating. Don't procrastinate your masturbation sessions. Jack off now. Same thing with art. You'll only improve if I'm gonna have to do this differently. You'll only improve if you actually draw. You know. You'll die full of regret for all the loads you didn't bust. Think of all the semen that is gonna die inside your balls. How am I going to draw this? I think I'm going to freehand it. There's burnout in both situations. Yeah. Just like you can only jack off 5 times per day, you can only draw 5 hours per day as well. Am I right, fellow masturbators? There's going to be a bunch of people in chat who's being like, what a fucking amateur. I can't believe he only jacks off 5 times per day. Unsubscribed. I thought he was my hero, but now that I've learned that he only jacks off 5 times. Five is a lot, you joking? I think the most I've jacked off in 24 hours is probably 5. That was in college when I truly hated everybody in my liberal arts college. So instead of going outside and socializing, I just hid in my room and collected porn images and jacked off all day. Good times. Are you familiar with Bixins? I can't pronounce the fucking name. I know about his existence, but I haven't really studied his stuff. 5 times, normal evening for most people. How can you ever hope to satisfy your wife if you can't come again and again and again? My hentai has told me that if I don't ejaculate so much that my significant other is drowning in a pool of my body fluids, she won't be happy. No hotties in your liberal arts class. I fucking hated everyone there. That's where I learned that I might be like center left, but I'm not far left. My god, everybody was such a cunt. Part of the problem was that this was after like 8 years of Bush, so the left-wing libbies were particularly agitated at the time, but I'm anti-government. Let me ask this. Who is pro-government? People who are anti-government say it as if it's like they're fucking special, but nobody fucking likes the government. Hot people in liberal arts colleges don't mix. True. Did you try acid and shit? No. I tried weed a little bit. Like every single other person in college, no matter what. I mean, most people have tried it in high school instead of college at this point, but I'm just not particularly interested in drugs. It just seems like a waste of time. I have pretty strong, or I used to have a lot of strong drug resistance. Not so much anymore. Weed is overrated. I think it is too. I have no alcohol tolerance either, so I don't drink. Hentai is a drug? Eh. I'm okay with that. Let's be honest. No, it isn't. Hentai is not a drug. Porn addiction is overrated as hell. People are like, oh no, you're looking at porn. You must have porn addiction. We have pretty clearly defined definition or signs for people who are actually addicted to shit. And looking at porn so you can jack off once per day is not addiction. %99 of the people who claim that you have like porn addiction or video game addiction or something just don't like video games or porn and want you to feel bad for enjoying them. People who have addiction, actual addiction level problems to that shit, they have like very clear signs, like they can't fucking stop, and they're jacking off at work, and they're lying to their significant others about looking at porn, and etc., etc. Has anyone tried to jack off as much as they could in one day? I think there's actually competitions for that. I know there's a... Yeah, I think there was like a masturbation number of times competition. Masturbation World Championship. See, this one is for without ejaculating. It says Masanobu Sato, of course he's Japanese, world champion masturbator, masturbated for 9 hours and 58 minutes without ejaculating during the annual Masturbate-a-thon. This was 8 years ago. I remember this story going around. But this isn't the number of times, right? So I wonder if there's a how many times you can ejaculate. Perhaps someone can do some internet research for proper masturbation. 9 hours, just look at something ugly. I think the point is to maintain your boner forever, which is probably bad. Doesn't your dick start to like rot if you have like an erection that lasts more than 4 hours, which is why all the Viagra commercials are like, if you have an erection that is painful, lasts more than 4 hours, go to a doctor immediately. You know? I don't like this K. Snake bite erection. For you, masturbating for 10 hours was a world championship. For me, it was Tuesday. Strongest gooner. There are probably some like hidden gooner talents out there that haven't been discovered yet, who haven't thought of competing. They're like the legendary street basketball players who people claim like there's guys who compete at the street level in Rutgers Park in New York who are like NBA level athletes and stuff. Undiscovered talent. There's probably like that in the gooner section of the world. Masturbators who just never stop. Will never know about their great accomplishments. It's like flexing a muscle for 9 hours, blood ain't flowing there. I don't think it's like flexing a muscle. Wait, do muscles not have blood flowing in them when they're being flexed? Is that what's happening? I don't think that's what's happening. I mean, isn't a boner just like a tube of stagnant blood? Actually, I might have to look at the references, not for boners, for scimitars. Elf scimitar. Let's Google that shit. Elf scimitar. Am I okay with the tip of this blade? I don't know. It seems okay. For example, competitions for the furthest come or who can come the fastest. Coming the fastest is actually a really relevant skill, because in the natural world, you'd have to ejaculate really quickly, because if you're spending a lot of time having sex, you can be like attacked by a predator in that time period. So actually, everyone out there who comes immediately the moment they see a vagina, they're genetically superior to people who take 10 hours of gooning before they can come. You want to just be ready to go and just get it done with immediately. It doesn't really matter if the woman feels any pleasure or not. Just ejaculate in her and just be gone. You don't want to expose yourself to attacks. What is FRZ Spider Lily Chlorinde? If you Google that, you'll just see a bunch of Genshin porn. It's one of my porn folders that I haven't organized yet, that's all. Yeah, if you come inside your wife after 2 seconds of pumping and she's like, "What? You're done already?" You just be like, "Babe, that's evidence that I'm a genetically superior alpha male. Millions of years of evolution have allowed me to come within 5 seconds." How deep is your organization? I have a lot of images organized by author, and then for authors which I don't think are worth having their own folder, I have them organized by the doujin that they're parodying. And then I also have separate folders for three-dimensional, like the 3D video game style art, and then folders for sprites and folders for animation, and then separate folders for Aerogay CG, amateur Aerogay CG, pro Aerogay CG. I have no three-dimensional real female folders because I don't value that. I don't save any images of actual women. Those will always be available to me on the internet. What about the flat folder? The flat folder is more for references for drawing than actually jacking off to. When you run out of space, I haven't run out of space. If you don't have video games on your hard drive, which I don't, you actually always have a bunch of space. If you don't have... I don't have much video, so I've never really had any space problems. I still have quite a lot of space in my current hard drive, so I don't need to expand as well. I only save shit that's worth masturbating to, so I only have like about, I don't know, 500 gigs worth of porn. Which is, you know, amateur numbers compared to the people who have like 3 terabytes of porn. But those people have 4K video and stuff, so... Also, I've been collecting porn since the beginning of the internet, so a lot of my images are like 800 by 800 pixel JPEGs, so... Not a gamer? No, I game on my PlayStation 5. I have a few Steam games, but they're all like, you know, less than a gig of size and shit, so they're not like... They're not particularly large. When I do PC gaming, I usually just uninstall. I don't leave video games on my hard drive because they take up too much space. Video is inflating their stats. 4K video is truly destructive in terms of maintaining your small hard drive space. Pedophiles have 100 terabytes of that stuff somehow. Well, pedophiles, well, okay, let's not actually go into the pedophile discussion, right? We don't want to get fucking banned, but pedophiles are the opposite of me saying I can find image of that online. Like, I know that my favorite 3D female porn star images are probably going to be on the internet forever, and I don't really need to have to archive that shit. And pedophiles are obviously the opposite because, you know, the FBI is trying to delete all of their illegal child pornography off the internet forever. So of course they're going to have to archive hundreds of terabytes of that shit. Because it's going to disappear, that's the point. Sato and Welcome to NHK had a terabyte of porn, I believe. That's because he's depressed. A lot of downloaders just like endlessly collect pirated shit. Not to use it, but because they want to do something with their life. And collecting pirated shit is like one of the few moments in which they can feel like they're accomplishing something. 3D printing each terabytes for breakfast photography tour. 2. How much is a 3D printing file? Do you guys know? Like how many bytes does it take to be able to print, I don't know, a Warhammer 40k figurine? Is it like several hundred gigabytes for one file or some shit? A few megs? Okay, so it's not that bad. I guess it depends on what you're archiving. Not that big unless the polygon counts. It's nuts. Yes, it's 1/1000th of your local Warzone update with current video games. They're just like, hey, you want to play Call of Duty? You better install like a 500 gigabyte file on your PlayStation. And this is by design, of course, because they don't want you to have space for other video games. Live services will be the end of us all. Every software company that has a live service is going to be like, the next update is going to be 500 gigabytes. So you have to uninstall any other programs you have on your computer. It's 1/1,000,000th of the de novo, yes. Big statues are about 1 to 2 gigabytes. Damn, that's impressive. Live services won't last for another 5 years. The crash is 100% coming. It's already coming for the games that people don't care about. Blizzard trying to pretend like Season 5000 of Overwatch 2 is a massive success. I can't believe Adobe can get away with their live service business model for shit like Photoshop, though. Like, how can you be such a cuck that you use Photoshop for free because you pirated it, or you are just using the copy of Photoshop 3.2 or whatever from 20 years ago your entire life, and then Adobe is like, we're going live service model from now on. You have to pay us $20 a month, $200 a year. And people are just like, okay. The answer is people aren't saying okay, it's businesses that say okay, and businesses are fucking soulless capitalist entities. So instead of like being like, maybe we shouldn't use Adobe for $10,000 worth of licenses per year, instead they're like, let's fire half of our workforce. I don't think normal people actually do use Adobe subscriptions unless they're being stupid. Who's your favorite female character in Dragon Ball? I don't really care about female characters in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has... In fact, I don't care about Dragon Ball in general. I'm going to say Android 21, even though she's not really from the manga. I'm not a huge Toriyama Akira fan, although I respect him and I imitate him. I straight up take out copies of Dragon Ball and try to see what he was doing. to gain a fraction of his power, but I don't actually like him as a consumer fan. The market is saturated and there cannot be an infinite number of such games. Only the strongest participants will remain. The thing about live service is it's based on its players playing that game forever and always being engaged with it. And that means they can't be the flavor of the month and just make their money and have people log off. I mean, look at Diablo 4. That was supposed to be live service. People just were like, nah, I'm going back to Path of Exile. I'm gonna grind Path of Exile Season 10,000. Which version, human or Boo? I want to start having sex with the human version of Android 21. And just as I'm about to come, I want her to turn into the pink Majin version and then peg my asshole with her tail and then eat me. Turn me into candy and eat me then. I feel like this is the most acceptable answer, in which chat will be like, he's just like me, for real, for real. I don't actually think that, but I assume this is what you guys are looking for. Relatable streamer is just like me. He's into vor. You had me into pegging. Not gonna lie, I don't want a woman to be plowing my asshole with her large Fuda cock, but a lot of people do, so I thought I'd be relatable. Honestly, my shits ravage my asshole every day anyways, so I don't really need a woman to do the pegging part. My rectum gets ravaged on its own. For any new viewers, besides gay sex and hentai, I also talk about how I have hemorrhoids all the time. Don't you want her fluids to fill you up? Not really. Also, pissing in the sink. Pissing in the sink is just a normal part of my life at this point. I'm sorry about your hemorrhoids. They're the non-painful type, so it doesn't really bother me. For those of you who don't have hemorrhoids, depending on what part of your stomach lining is getting destroyed, they might be extremely painful and torturous, or they might be just fine. And mine are the ones that are just like totally fine, so it's not a big deal. Does it still affect you though? It only affects me in terms of my poor toilet bowl looking like something out of Silent Hill 4: The Room, drenched in blood every time I take a shit. If the FBI come to my house to investigate a murder, they're just gonna be like, oh my god, he must have killed that man inside his toilet bowl. Do you eat a lot of veggies, fruits? Yes, I do. So sometimes my hemorrhoid will go offline and be dormant for a while. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm done with them. And then they come back in hemorrhoid vengeance time. And then it's shitting blood for a few weeks. It would suck to bleed to death from your anus. All that hemorrhoid blood isn't actually that much. It seems like it's a lot because it goes into the toilet bowl where there's water. So it looks like there's blood everywhere, but it's actually not that much blood. It's about half as much blood as when I start bleeding because I've been picking my nose too much and I get a nosebleed. Does it keep bleeding? Not really. It stops. It goes back into your asshole. Every once in a while I have to go someplace and it hasn't stopped bleeding yet. In which case I'll stick some toilet paper in there. But besides that, yeah, it's not a big deal. South Park episode where Kyle had hemorrhoids made it look super painful. So it's like 1 or 0. It's all or nothing. If you have a hemorrhoid where it has nerve endings, then you're in deep trouble. You're going to be in a world of hurt every time you take a shit. It's going to be like, ah, my hemorrhoid, ah, what's going on? But if you have a hemorrhoid that doesn't have the pain nerve endings, then it's not going to hurt at all. It's just going to be like, whatever. Because some hemorrhoids literally don't have the pain nerves in them, which is the one that I have. In which case you're just like, I don't care. Not my problem. Can't you get it removed? I can, but it's not that big a deal, so... What percentages of your underwear are stained with blood? About the same percentage that are stained with cum and shit and piss, which is to say 100%. I don't really have a girlfriend or wife, so I don't really have anybody who's like, you need to not have underwear that's stained in piss and shit and cum. So I can just live my life like that. I also wear black underwear to make sure that the piss and shit and cum isn't as obvious. Black as night, black as my soul. This is also why Batman wears black, so that you can't see all the shit and cum on his superhero costume. This is with the assumption that anything will change when you do land a woman. I'm not really doing anything that would contribute to me landing a woman at any point in my life right now, so I'm not sure. I'm willing to make small changes to my lifestyle, but honestly, if a woman thinks that she can fix me, then I'll dump her immediately. Honestly, just being around other human beings is kind of stressful, so even if the woman is like a perfect 10 out of 10, she's going to be on a super short leash. I can't be bothered to deal with other human beings. The moment she's like, you have to delete all your porn, I'm going to be like, I guess I don't need a girlfriend after all. Just find an IRL jury, but I'm not a foot fetishist. I'd be like, woman, wear some shoes, and then she'd dump me. If jury wears shoes, I think she'll literally die, so we have to make sure that she finds a husband that appreciates her exposed feet. What if there's a troll cave woman who just lets you be gross? I mean, I feel like that would be probably one of the easier parts of my lifestyle to change and for the woman to accept as well. I mean, I can always just buy new underwear. I don't live this lifestyle because I want to. I just I just live it because it doesn't really matter to me. Baal when his girlfriend wants him to meet her parents, I'm a head out. I mean, the true test of what she's willing to bear with me will be when she wants to have those moments of emotional empathy and sympathy, touchy-feely shit, and I'm like, I don't feel anything. I'm fucking autistic as hell. I have like no empathy for you. If the woman's like, that's okay, you do you, then I guess she's a keeper. What kind of ball runs did you do? Despite my name, I do not play Diablo 2 at all, which is what I assume you're talking about, because I was not a PC gamer. My name comes from me thinking of doing a cringe, chuny, apocalyptic Christian comic when I was creating my manga ideas for when I was a best-selling Japanese mangaka when I was 14. It's a fucking GameFAQs profile. All my fellow GameFAQsers out there. I had a date who sharted himself in a stairwell. The bar is low. Were they drunk or did they just... I mean, how did you know it was shart? Maybe it was just a fart. Unless the shit was so obviously visible. This is why you don't want to wear white pants, by the way. I mean, sharding happens to all of us, though. May the person who has not sharded himself throw the first stone. You really do think that it's like, oh, it's just a fart. It's not a problem. And then it's like, oh, I was horribly wrong. All of my assumptions were horribly wrong. I have made a horrible mistake, and there's no way to get the shit back in my pants, or out of my pants, I guess. He was sober and had a bad reaction to barbecue. This is one of the number one good parts about working at home, is when like you shit yourself because you sharted too hard. You can just go to your bathroom and clean up in peace. Whereas if you do that stuff when you're at the office, you suddenly have to worry about people noticing the fact that you shit yourself. Definitely one of the best parts of working at home. On the same note, you can have like huge boners and you don't have to worry about your coworker Karen being like, seeing your cock bulge and being like, huh, he has a huge boner, I wonder why. Fun when that happens in a coworker's car. Just be like, hey, sorry Brad. I know you really like your Porsche, but you might have to get new seats for this one. Or shit in yourself and not clean it up. True Chad move right there. Not yet. Mom, not yet. Do you still talk on GameFAQs? I didn't even talk that much on GameFAQs to begin with. It was a temporary thing. I mean, there was a time where we didn't have YouTube, and when you got stuck on a video game, and you got stuck on video game a lot, by the way, because video games were poorly designed, and sometimes you would miss a fucking switch or something, and you couldn't find the switch because the graphics for your N64 games all look the same. You couldn't tell which parts of the environment were interactive or not, and you went by the fucking switch in the wall that looks like the same tile pattern of the rest of the textures, and you got fucking stuck for 3 hours, and then you had to go on GameFAQs, and you were like, oh, there was a switch there, fuck. They are still poorly designed, lol. They're poorly designed in different ways. Back in the day, video games were poorly designed in terms of, like, you actually would get stuck going forward because you couldn't fucking tell what you were supposed to interact with.
When you die. That's a new mode of the game. You talk, you die.
Devs who think mazes are a good idea for games. Duke Nukem 3D, I'm talking about you.
Get off the game, go to the bathroom, and take a shit. Now.
Hey.
Bathroom and shit now. Go to the bathroom and take a shit. I smell you. Get off.
Hey,
Go to the bathroom.
get out.
Go to the bathroom. I smell you shitting yourself. Get up and go to the bathroom. Now.
No.
Get
No.
up and go to
No.
the bathroom.
No.
Go to the bathroom. You're shitting yourself.
Not yet.
Go.
Not yet.
You're shitting yourself.
Not yet. No.
I will rip everything apart. I swear to God. Go to the bathroom.
Not yet.
You're shitting yourself.
Not yet.
You're
Not
shitting
yet.
yourself. Poop is coming out of your fucking
Hey.
asshole.
No,
Go to the bathroom.
Not yet.
Go.
Go.
Not yet. No.
Go to the goddamn bathroom.
Not yet.
He keeps on going. I like how if you Google "not yet gamer," they get that. That's like the top video. People just have to keep on going back to it. Aren't you glad your mom can't do this anymore now and you're a grown man and you can shit yourself in peace? Feels good, man. No mother to tell you that you can't shit yourself. Hey, what's up? We're just shitting ourselves while we draw here. I haven't shit myself in a really long time now that I think about it. That's probably another benefit from working at home, is that you can just, like, if you think that a shart is coming and it might be heavier in the shit instead of just being a fart, you can be, like, really cautious and be like, wait, I'm just going to go to the bathroom before I let this one rip. You can also be on the toilet for longer periods of time without getting the wagey timer or anything. So you can make sure that your colon is 100% empty before you get off the toilet, which also helps with not sharting yourself. Wouldn't you be more careful when at the office? I guess. Now that I think about it, I don't think I shit myself in the office either. I did almost piss myself in bed about a month ago because I had drank too much water before I went to sleep, and I was having a dream that I was walking around in like a public restroom and about to pee, And I kept on being like, why is this dream going on for so long? For some reason, Joe Biden was in the restroom. I was thinking like, God damn it, Joe Biden, get out of my way. I'm trying to pee here. I was like, man, this dream is going on for a really long time. And it's like, oh, wait. This is a pissing dream. I'm about to piss myself. I woke up and I hadn't truly pissed myself. It was just coming out of my dick. So I was able to hold it in and get to the bathroom. So it wasn't a true pissing myself in sleep kind of moment. But it was pretty close. Make sure you empty your bladder before you go to sleep, guys. Also, if you have a dream in which you have to pee, you're probably going to piss yourself in bed. So as soon as... You have to, like, train yourself mentally that if you have, like, a peeing dream, that you wake up. I haven't actually had any dreams in which, like, you dream about bodies of water, which I hear that some people have, like you dream about Niagara Falls. It's always like an actual dream about me pissing. It's like, yeah, I'm in a toilet right now, I'm gonna start pissing. It's like, oh wait, no, this is a dream. Yeah, don't drink any tea before bed, for example. I often wish I lived in a hut with a hole in it and could just piss through the floor into the ground. But isn't that the same as just having a toilet? I mean, the toilet is basically a hole in the ground, except it has a pipe. Isn't it what you really want, just to be pissing in a bottle? I mean, that's the true gamer setup right there. Is you have your PC on a desk, and instead of like your Racer gaming chair, you have a toilet. That way you can truly not leave during your gaming sessions and just go all in. It makes the room smell like piss, though? Yeah, but if you're a true gamer, your room is still gonna smell like piss. Just keep a bottle or bucket near you. True. We've solved this problem, fellow gamers. This isn't unknown technology. Bottle you can put a cap on, yes. And you can also stockpile your feces and piss and then use it to attack your enemies with it. I remember when I was a child, I had horny dreams, and for some reason I wrote in them, and then it turned out that I really pissed myself. Monka W. Aren't you supposed to like have horny dreams where you're coming inside the attractive woman or whatever, and then you ejaculate instead of like pissing yourself? That seems like the wrong liquid is coming out of your dick right there. I've never had a wet dream, probably because I jack off all the time, so I don't ever get the semen buildup required. I think you have to be like a Catholic schoolboy who's told by his priest or whatever that you're gonna go to hell if you jack off, if you want to have wet dreams. I've never had a sex dream. Sometimes I have sex dreams, but pretty rarely. I think I get all my sexual energy out of my system during the day instead of at night. My first wet dream was about Trinity from the Matrix. We're in the Matrix right now, don't you know? Everyone else in chat is a bot. Which woman shaped your taste in women? I don't know when I started liking evil women, but this entire manga that I'm drawing right now is about how much I like evil women. I think the number one taste shaper for me was SNK games at the local arcade in Japan when I was like 5 or 6. And seeing, you know how in like King of Fighters, when King or Yuri loses, for some reason their fucking shirt rips when they're falling to the ground and exposes their bra. I think that was like the number one sexual taste shaper for me in my life. After that, it's just been like fighting girls, losing, and then getting gangbanged by evil men porn for me the rest of my life, so. Thanks a lot, SNK. You've turned me into a coomer. But actually, thank you. You're one of the last bastions of keeping sexy content on the internet. Instant loss is a pretty hot fetish. It skips all the other. It's like you're giving your brain a jolt. You're sticking the electrode in your brain and just activating the neurons really hard. Instant loss. Every other dev nerfs their women. They really do. SNK is the last bastion of sexy girls. As someone who is a contrarian, instant loss is extremely appealing because it's like, here's a trope of a female character that in traditional non-hentai media would win, and then instead she immediately loses. If we ever get another Darkstalkers game, they better not nerf Felicia or I will come over there. Don't worry, we're never getting another Darkstalkers game. You don't have to worry. It's not happening. Remember how that Capcom used to have, besides Darkstalkers, they used to have like 30 other fighting games. And it was probably profitable for them because you'd put them in the arcade and people would feed them quarters. There are so many forgotten, not just Capcom, but fighting games in general. It's just not profitable anymore. We can only have like 4 or 5 fighting games, unfortunately, with the way infrastructure works right now. Are there arcade machines that take credit card tap nowadays? There are in Japan. I don't know about other countries. That's the joke. We are never getting another Darkstalkers. We really aren't. Japan is so advanced. It's the opposite. The old ways die hard. Japan clings to its old traditions of arcades and everything else. Japan is the country with the longest traceable bloodline and a lot of the longest businesses that don't go out of business and just keep on going. They're a country that maintains its shit. I like the childhood friend character. I like her too, which is why I must make her suffer and cry. The childhood friend must suffer. Aren't arcades dying in Japan? They're dying in Japan, they're dying everywhere. They're more alive in Japan than they are in other places though, so... All the Sega arcades closed? Did all of them close? I thought just like one of the big ones did. Sega arcades closing? Oh, it's leaving the business of arcades entirely. Well, I mean, it's fucking Sega, so... Sega is just historically really, really bad at fucking business in general, so... You can't really judge the rest of the country based on Sega. But Japanese population is going to keep on going down, so... A lot of the things that we take for granted are just going to become unsustainable due to a population loss. Japan is the only place where arcades really existed. It's pretty funny that we found like the best Tekken players in the world in Pakistan, and they had like a bunch of jury-rigged arcades. Just a bunch of octopus wires going everywhere. Did you ever buy a sweet potato from those cool carts? I did. My mother is a big sweet potato appreciator, and I think they still exist. There were quite a few of them when I was in high school in the western part of Tokyo. They have this specific calling card. It goes Yakimo, Ishiyakimo, and they make like this sound like that. And you just go buy the fucking potato. I don't like sweet potatoes. They have so much sugar. It's basically like eating candy. It's giga carbs. Feels good, man. Akihabara is thriving? I don't know. I mean, Tokyo is such prime real estate. I think pretty much every one of the major locations is thriving. Akihabara went from the place where you go to buy like computer parts and like actual nerd shit to like the otaku town where you buy like figures and stuff like that, and then it became like just like a normie tourist generation, and there's still like a bunch of otaku stuff, but I don't know if it still has the same character it used to. I'm worried about violent anti-tourist lynch mobs if I go to Japan. I mean, the way that tourists have been behaving in Japan recently, I guess you're right to be worried. Current tourism behavior in Japan is getting pretty bad considering how popular Japan is. So Japanese seem to be getting kind of sick of the tourists. Oh. Oh. What kind of tourist behavior are you talking about? I don't know, like scratching your name in 5,000-year-old shrines, or being a YouTuber that's doing a video series of like, can I travel across Japan without paying for my transportation costs, i.e. fucking stealing, shit like that. An actual YouTuber did that. He was like, hey guys, here I am in Japan. Let's see if I can go from Kyushu to Hokkaido without paying a single cent for my transportation. I'm gonna sneak onto this train, blah, blah, blah. And the police got called because he was hiding in one of the bullet train bathrooms without paying for a ticket or something. Ice Poseidon, yeah. I mean, Johnny Somali literally got arrested because he was sneaking into a construction site or something. Hit that like button and join the BaalBud army, boys! Let's go! We're gonna do Japan! Whoa! A lot of people go to Japan and they think that it's basically a theme park like Disney. And then all the Japanese people are extras in their epic anime YouTuber adventure or some shit. And not surprisingly, Japanese society is getting to the point where they're like, please fuck off. Sponsored by Manscaped, yeah. Sponsored by Audible. Sponsored by that scam where you get to... What was the thing where you could become like an Irish aristocrat or a Scottish noble or something? I forgot what it was called. Established titles, yes, thank you. Or something like that, yes. BB Gang Rise. Alright, it's time for Gachi. Let's start playing the Gachi. People are asking for Gachi, so... Sometimes I'll hear the a popular pop song in American culture, and it'll just automatically become the Gachi version in my mind. Ass. How do you know when to take a break? What, from drawing or from Gachi? Because I never take a break from Gachi. From drawing, when I can no longer draw what I want to draw, or I don't know what to draw. That's when I know my brain is already fucked up and I can't draw anymore. At some point you reach a point where you're like, what the fuck am I doing? So that's when you have to stop. Anyways, any of the drawing that I'm doing on stream isn't like real drawing. I'm drawing at like 1/10 the pace of I usually draw. I just sort of making marks on the page, and if I make any kind of progress while I'm chatting with you guys, that's sort of like just a bonus. I don't really consider it to be real productive time. This isn't my real stuff. This is just like socializing with your fans time. Ass. This isn't even my true power level. This is like 1/10 of my power level, guys. Socializing with a mute button? Yes. It's always easier to deal with human beings when you can fucking turn them off if you want to. I wish you could turn people off in real life, but unfortunately the only way to do it is either leave the situation or hope that they leave. And good luck on them hoping they leave part. See my dick. Maybe shitting your pants is a good way to get them to leave. That probably helps. If you don't like your social situation, you can be like, "Oh, excuse me, sir. I believe I just shit myself. I'm gonna have to extract myself from this conversation to wipe my ass." That will shut them up pretty quickly.
It's also more emotional.
Suction. Do you art full-time? Yes, I do. I used to have a job as a Japanese to English translator, and then I got fired during the pandemic. So now I just do drawing full-time. It pays the bills, which I have very few because I live in my mother's house still, and she doesn't ask for rent.
You know what, bro?
It's a good life if you can get it, because if you want to get good at drawing, you have to have like so many hours of practice. So if you can get paid while you're doing practice and like drawing other people's commissions and stuff, that's a pretty good way to get better. You're not splitting your time with like your money making in between your hobbies. So how long does it take you to do a commission piece? It depends. If it's really simple, then I could probably bang it out in a few hours. I've been actually timing myself recently to see how much time it takes me to draw, because if I want to go pro in like a Japanese serialized manga session, or I would have to be able to draw like one page in like 3 hours or something like that. And some pages I can draw in 3 hours. But yeah, commissions, the people who end up commissioning me are rich as hell, so even though I charge by the hour, I don't really think that they really care about that as much as the quality, so I take it pretty slowly and make sure that I provide them with the highest level quality over speed. Like, if you look on my Twitter, I just posted a Balalaika pic, and I was working on that for like 9 hours. Making sure it looked exactly like her, getting all the elements of the drawing right and stuff. But if I really wanted to bang it out, I could probably bang it out in like 4 hours or so. It's funny that in Renaissance it was religious pieces that paid, now it's Coom Picks. It's not necessarily Coom Picks, actually. I thought I would get a shit ton of porn when I started doing commissions, but it's almost like half-half or less than just porn. A lot of people don't ask for porn. It might just be me because I'm sort of famous for my non-porn and my meme stuff, but... make me come. The auctions are rigged for the rich. They're not rigged. They're designed for the rich to win. Yes. This is me figuring that if I'm drawing something that isn't my content, I want to get paid maximum amount for it. So I only want the most powerful of whales. Cumin OCs, yeah. The biggest problem I've had with a commissioner was a kid. I assume he was a teenager who was like, I needed to draw my Final Fantasy XIV cat girl in the style of other artists. They like, I want you to draw my OC in the style of Bleach. And I was just like, you know what? I can't fucking do that. If I could just, like, I can draw Bleach characters by looking at images of Bleach characters, but if I could just be like, this is how Kubo would fucking draw your cat girl, then that means I'm basically am Kubo, and I could be a jump artist or some shit like that. But ironically, I bet you can do that with AI right now, because AI is really good at fucking imitating styles. If you trained a good enough Laura, I bet you could do that with AI. Who is your favorite SNK waifu since you mentioned SNK before? I like King. I think it's King #1, Angel #2. What are some artists that you look up to? I shit on One Piece all the time in the stream, but unironically Oda. The amount of bullshit he draws in every single one of his panels, despite having a weekly schedule, is kind of crazy. Most guys would say Mai or Shermie. I like the short. I really like it when women wear men's clothing, except the men's clothing that they wear is so tight that like you can see all their fucking curves. So basically the King Butler outfit really does it for me. And then when she loses, you get to see her bra get exposed, further emphasizing her feminine appeal. That gets my dick aflame in passion. Early King wasn't that feminine? Yeah, so she... For those of you who don't understand the history of SNK, Early King was in a game before King of Fighters. What was it, like Art of Fighting or something? And if you look at the sprites, she looks like a handsome man. And then I assume that they added the torn bra animation to show that she was a female character, actually. Kind of like Samus exposing her gender in Metroid, kind of, and that kind of showing it off. And then that kind of became an ongoing tradition that they have kept in the King of Fighters games, even though she's obviously a woman at this point. The sprites of King in SNK, like Mark of the Millennium, I think it was one of the last games they've made with drawn sprites before KF13. SNK versus Capcom King. I'm trying to figure out which was it. I guess it was 12 that I was like, this is like pure Coom stuff. 13, they kind of overdo it. This is the 13 sprite. A lot of people really like the 13 sprites, but I don't like them as much as 12. I don't know if it's 12 that I'm thinking of or the one before, but they kind of overdo it with emphasizing her female body. Do you think it's 11? Google image search isn't that great for the GIFs right here. "12, 13 is hyper deformed." Yeah, so it's one before the 13 that I was like, this is pure Coom. I thought she was in SNK versus Capcom. I think I'd have to mess around to really figure out which was the ones I really like. Anyways. It's the titties. It always is, isn't it? Capcom versus SNK. Who cares which one comes first? Angel is top tier. Angel exists to be impregnated with dirty gamer semen. She is fully aware of it. Sadly, none of our sperm can penetrate the barrier between 2D and 3D. Latin X. There have, among my Twitter followers, I have never gotten in more trouble with people being angry at me than when I ironically posted Latin X. I knew people were going to get angry if I posted it, so I posted it as a joke. And holy shit, people were angry. I think I could have ironically posted the N-word and still gotten in less trouble when I then using Latin X. I got like 50 responses of people being like, never say that word again. Holy shit, South Americans just fucking losing their mind. It's especially ironic to think that liberals have created this word that they thought is like less offensive or something, and now it's like the #1 trigger word for their brown-skinned allies that they're supposed to be helping. The L word, LOL, yeah. If you pronounce it Latinx, it makes them even angrier. I don't even understand why we can't just say, like, Latin. So the explanation between having the word in the first place is because they want to have Latina and Latino as one word. Is that why they invented Latinx? I just don't get it. Why can't you say, like, don't we say Latin cultures and stuff like that? Did we not say that before? And now we have to say Latin X, and then everyone gets angry? Literal Californian slop made by people with funny hats. Yeah, so you don't like your delicious Californian slop? You should appreciate everything that California is doing for you. There can't be Latin X because Spanish as a language is a gendered language. Wow. I can't believe you would say that in my stream. Imagine believing there's only 2 genders of Spanish words. What if I don't identify as a male or female word? It's especially funny when you realize that X doesn't exist in Spanish. I didn't know that. Does it not exist even just as a letter? Do they not have the same alphabet? Your kitchen is female, deal with it. I took Spanish and German in high school when you had to take mandatory language classes. I stuck with German a little bit longer than Spanish, but at the end of the day, because I can speak Japanese, I didn't really have any desire to learn any of these other languages. They can't say X-Men? Yeah, how do you say X-Men in Spanish? That's why Mexicans pronounce it Mexico. It's not because they're being silly. After you can read hentai in the original, just give up on learning other languages. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think, like, in all seriousness, there isn't anything that I want to consume in another language besides Japanese and English. I mean, English is close enough to a lot of the European languages that I don't feel that I'm losing much in the translations to begin with. Obviously, there's no way for me to know that, whether I'm losing stuff or not. And, like, I don't know, I feel like 90% of the good media in the world is probably already in English or Japanese, so... And there isn't any situation in which I go to France and I learn to speak French to romance a girl or some shit like that you often hear from the extroverted chads being like, I went to Paris and I wanted to fuck this girl at the cafe, so I learned French. Missing out on the novellas. I can watch the telenovela version and see what the Spanish women are crying about. Korean for the K-dramas? Yeah, I really don't care about K-dramas. Or human-oriented dramas in general.
My name is Dan. I'm an artist. I'm a performance.
I'm listening to Crime and Punishment right now.
I'm hired for people
But I definitely don't have the time to learn Russian just to consume their most depressing stories in a more depressing, true to its language. So you won't get anywhere without French in France. They insist on not speaking anything else. It's not that bad. I've been a tourist in Paris, and as long as you attempt to speak French, then they'll speak English to you. Whereas in Japan, they legitimately can't speak English, so you might be in deep trouble. Japan and France are kind of the opposite on the spectrum when it comes to English. In France, most of the people can actually speak fucking English, but they'll get offended if you try and go up into their face and try and speak English to them. They're like, why aren't you speaking France? Not French. Are you insulting our country? And in Japan, if you go up to them and try and speak to them in English, they'll be like, oh God, I'm so sorry for not knowing English in Japan. I have failed. I took 8 years of English courses in high school and I can't speak English. I must commit Sudoku. I can't believe I can't speak English. And they'll try their very fucking hardest to speak English, but they legitimately won't be able to speak English and it will be just absolutely awful. I have to rape their language in front of their eyes to make them speak English? Yes. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
I think for myself too. You go in places that
Me llamo BaalBud. ¿Cómo estás?
it's also more emotional.
Bueno, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Fisting is $300.
The French were more forgiving when I spoke Spanish rather than English. At the end of the day, who cares what the French want? They're a bunch of cunts. What is that weapon? Lucerne hammer? I usually just Google Warhammer. I think that's the other name for it. I mean, is it that hard to understand? It's a massive fucking hammer that you smack people with. He's a paladin, so he gets a hammer. Night sex with armor on or off. Looks like a croquet hammer. Croquet hammers don't have the pick in the back. It's made specifically to crush through plate mail and knock knights off their horses. True. Also, getting hit with a hammer is kind of fatal in any situation, actually. You don't necessarily have to be wearing armor. Unless you're like a slime human or something that absorbs blunt impacts with your soft body or something. Maybe if you're grossly obese and you have a shit ton of fat, then you might be okay. But in every other situation, if getting hit with a hammer, you're gonna fucking die, so... Oh, what's the time? 6? Yeah, okay, I have to go jog because NBA games start at 7, so... We had a good stream! In terms of me getting a shit ton of subs, thanks for all the subs, guys! That was a highly efficient and profitable day for me. I will try and finish this manga up, so you guys can finally read it. See you around. Suction! Suction! Good night. Have a nice night, guys. Good night.